so shockingly, however, the final area team standing, once again Mainland. Kind of shockingly, though, they beat a Miami team to get there. I am Zach Dean. This is Chris Boyle. We are week 2 of the FHSAA playoffs. Mainland, once again, the last area team standing. They are going to fight Carroll City with a regional final ticket at stake Friday. But they got here by beating a Miami team, Miami-Norland, last week for the first time in what seems like forever.
Yeah, it was a monumental win for the program. We mentioned it a minute ago. They really look like they've gotten that swagger back. You go out to conference, a lot of that.
The U Part 3.
I don't see any turnover change yet.
That'll be great.
That'll somehow make its way over there too. But the confidence is back. The attitude is a lot different. They believe that now that they've been able to beat Norland, a team they were probably an underdog to some degree.
At least we looked at it like that just because of the history.
Yeah, and to be able to go in there and win that game, the confidence is certainly there to continue that run and do it against Carroll City, an opponent they'll certainly have motivation to beat. They beat them last year in the region final. Carroll City went on to win the state championship in 6A. So it's going to be a really entertaining game. I think you're going to have Mainland's going to want to go in there and prove that they can hang with this team too.
Yeah, and they couldn't hang with them last year. A lot of that had to do with the 34-7 loss. It was never really close. They got down big early. Couldn't recover. A lot of that was because Denzel Houston went down the first series of the game with a leg injury. He was never the same. Richard Kamara's in there now. He was excellent last week. Only threw it 5 times, but connected with Tank Dell for a 55-yarder and a 40-yarder to Marcus Adams. Whenever he threw it, he was really good, and they're going to need more of that tonight, Friday night.
Yeah, and I think the biggest challenge is going to be for the offensive line for Mainland. I think they're going to really have to establish something in the running game to keep those pass rushers off of Richard Kamara. Look at them. They have 2 guys that have combined for 23 sacks, including Yasir Abdullah, who was big in last year's games, committed to Louisville.
Sure.
He might go up against his future teammate, Adonis
Boone.
So we'll see if that ends up being the matchup at some point in the night. Carroll City's defense is absolutely loaded.
Yeah.
And we talk about Northwestern really maybe is the best defense in this district. Carroll City's given up 55 points the entire year. Their only 3 losses are to Deerfield Beach, Central, and Northwestern.
Yeah.
And Deerfield Beach, for those that don't know,
they were shocked last week, weren't they?
Yeah, they were knocked out, but they were number 1 in the poll in 8A for virtually the entire season. So this is a team that's faced the cream of the crop in South Florida, and they've got talent just at every level. You look at Randy Russell, who's committed to Florida. You look at Abdullah. You look at Mark Carter Jr., a cornerback committed to Kent State. I mean, there's probably another 3 or 4 guys that were impact players last year's defense that are back. It's a really tough task for anyone. But Mainland, as you mentioned last week, they were able to hit big plays. They were able to get a few things going in the passing game. They didn't drop back and throw it a lot, but they were able to hit big chunk plays, and that's what they didn't do in this game last year.
Yeah, they also ran the ball well in the fourth quarter when they had to. I believe McMillan didn't have a lot of yards going into the fourth quarter, ended with like 60 yards, a big chunk of those coming at the end. So they ran the ball when they had to. They passed it when they had to. They're going to need some more consistency. They had a lot of 3-and-outs last week. I don't think Carroll City's offense is going to be quite as forgiving as maybe Norland's was. But again, that Mainland defense, as it has done all year, stepped up last week. They got a big interception by Huggins in the end zone. They held Norland to 2 field goals on the first 2 drives inside the red zone, which was huge. Obviously, the second time, Kamara fumbled. Norland took over at the 20, went 3-and-out. Mainland's defense, again, it's going to be the key. If they can continue to keep them in games, that offense is going to have a shot.
Their defense has been really good the entire year, and we've talked about it more as the season's worn on. You hold Coco to under 200 yards of offense, Dr. Phillips to 20 points. Now Norland holding them to just 12. Honestly, Cameron Davis might be the best player they face the entire year.
They're very familiar with him, too.
And last year he ran for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns on 9 carries. So this kid is really
Percy
tough.
Harvin stats from Florida.
Yeah, so he's committed to Miami. He's going to be a running mate of Lorenzo Lingard next year. And they're missing maybe their other best offensive weapon in Naquan Wright, a junior running back with 18 Division I offers, including Alabama, and who's missed the entire season with a leg injury. So, they might catch a break there. What I don't know is if Carroll City's quite as balanced as they were a year ago. They don't quite have the dangerous weapons at the receiver position.
Right.
Maybe they did last year. Kevon Dingle had a couple of big plays for Carroll City in the game to really bust it open in the passing game and open up some of those running lanes. So I don't know if they're going to be able to quite do that again against Mainland. We'll see.
How do you see it shaking out?
Yeah.
Look at the camera and tell them how you see him shake it out.
I'm the bad guy.
You are.
I'm taking Carroll City to win 24-14. A competitive game. I do think Mainland's going to be in this for a long time. They have to find a way to avoid getting snowed under early.
Yes,
Carroll City's outscored
it.
opponents 125-23 in the first half. They have to avoid big deficit going into halftime. If they can do that, they can certainly win this game. They can certainly hang in this game. I don't think it's going to be the kind of landslide when it was a year ago. I do think it will be competitive.
Buck Pride, 24-21 Mainland.
You're taking
That's
Mainland.
my pick. I'm taking Mainland because I think that win last week was just what they needed against one of these teams. Now they see they can do it. They have the confidence. You mentioned the swagger. That's been such a big part of Mainland the last couple of years. And there's something about this team. I like how this team is built. I like teams that are built on defense and big plays. I think that can get you far away. And I think in a game like this, hosting at home, I think that can win a game. And also, we're tied in our picks right now, and I'm not going to end the year tied. I'd rather lose than end the year tied. So I'm going all in on Mainland. Scott Wilson was not happy that we picked against him last week. I'm not going to talk to him again this week if they win and we picked against him. I'm not doing it. We're both going to be there. I'm verified, so follow me on Twitter. Chris isn't verified. You can follow him if you want. Doesn't matter. I'm way more intriguing. We're both going to be there. We're going to have you covered at all angles. I'll be on the sidelines. He'll be in the press box. Give us a follow. We're going to have a lot of coverage today for tomorrow in the News Journal. Got this game covered from all angles. I am Zach Dean. This is Chris Boyle. Hopefully, we will see you next week.